Hi guys, it's Deborah from North of Somewhere Nomad, and today in this video I'm going to do finally a tour of my car camper conversion. Basically the inside. I've already done a video on my platform build, so if you're interested in that you can go check that out. Today I'm just going to show basically how I've set everything up on the inside, how it functions, and yeah, so if you're interested in seeing more, let's go. So first off, I want to say thank you to all my new subscribers, all my subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Deborah, and I have been living in my 2014 Ford Fiesta for the last 2 months. So here I'm going to show you how I've built everything up and how it looks and how it functions. So here we go. So before I get started on the tour, I just wanted to give a little update about where I am. In my last video, I had talked about the mechanical issues and how they had been solved. And I was in Fort St. John, and I was visiting with my family, which was so beautiful. So I spent that just over a week with them, and also got my new tires put on. So I left there yesterday, and I drove 4 hours or so. And I stopped at this campsite, which is called Whiskers Provincial Park, and it's on McLeod Lake. I don't know if you can see it in the background there. It's absolutely beautiful. I camped here last night, probably stay another night. I'm going to keep working my way south back to the island. I'm just not sure of my route yet. I keep looking at different places I want to go. So anyway, I'm here for tonight and maybe tomorrow. So now I'm going to get started. This is my driver's side, which I keep pretty organized and really minimal stuff. I don't like it to be too cluttered, but I'll just show you all the way around what I have and why it's in at certain points. So this is the driver's side car. The only thing I really keep up here are these wipes. These are the water wipes I was talking about in one of my videos. I bought these at Walmart, and so I keep those and some antibacterial hand wash, and that's it. I think I also have, yes, I do have, these are my magnets that I bought, which I put up here on my window for my window covers. So I use these to hold it in place, so I keep those in there. And then basically just normal driver's seat. What I do have is under here, this is basically my little emergency kit. Here I have, you know, Advil, things that I would need if I got a cut. There's polysporin and things like that in there. And then also I have my Lysol wipes so that I can clean whatever needs to be, you know, disinfected. And so that's what I keep under there. This is the passenger side, or what used to be a passenger side. Obviously, I've taken all the passenger seats out. So in here, this window and the other window, I keep my mosquito nets on in here, nice and tidy. And basically, this is the back of the little shelf that I built. And there's not much in here, just things that I don't really access very often. I do want to get more, like maybe a pocket thing so I can just tuck things in here, because there is quite a bit of space here that I'm not utilizing. But for the most part, so I have my collapsible bucket, which I really don't use much since I haven't been car camping with my tent, but nevertheless, who knows, I may need it. Then I have leftover from camping some camping rope, and basically tools are in here. So it's my hammer for when I was camping, and some duct tape, which comes in handy. And then back in there, I have some more tape and my saw. I've got my measuring tape. Yeah, so basically tools, as if it was like a garage. And then over here, little section, which I'm probably going to reorganize because there's a lot of space that I'm not using, which I could, but for now, these are all kinds of different types of bags. Baggies, sandwich baggies, garbage baggies, the whole thing. Right, so that sits in there. And then I also keep these large Ziploc bags because I use these for my garbage. So this is the one that I've just started because I try to reuse them as much as I can. But if it's like really, I put my coffee grinds sometimes in there, so I throw it out, but I've got tons. And then this is where I keep my laundry soap. I do have like a super family size laundry soap in my storage unit. So when I'm at my storage unit, I will refill that. And then those are dryer sheets. So over here, I keep my light that I use at night there. And then in here, I've got 2 boxes of Kleenex tissues. And I use those if I need to use this, my portable little potty. I think I showed that in one of my videos. So I keep it there because it's accessible at night when I'm sleeping, so I can just grab it. That's where that stays. Under here is just some cleaning supplies, little things. There's clips in there and stuff like that. So that's where that stuff lives. And I come around to the back, which is my hatch. Now when I was car camping with a tent, the tent went all around the hatch, and then I had all this space. But right now I'm basically just car camping. What I have here, so here's my mattress, and there's my car platform build. This is a little chunk that you can see. Again, if you're interested in knowing how I built that platform, you can check out my video that I've titled Car Camper Platform Build. So basically right here is I keep things that I need to have for the morning, or basically toiletries and things. This is actually my fridge. So I have my little mirror so that each morning I can just put it there and I can wash my face or do my hair. I've also got my one toothbrush set here. I have another one in my shower bag. And then basically just basic toiletries, hair stuff. In here I've got some extra Q-tips. These 2 little containers hold stuff. And then I've got little scissors because I need them more than I thought. And then over here is jewelry, mouthwash, deodorant, sunscreen, hair stuff, nail polish remover. This is dry shampoo. So basically I have all just everyday normal stuff. Oh, and I also have some actual hand soap because I don't always trust this to get my hands clean, especially if I'm out in the bush and stuff. So I did buy this hand soap, which when my water bottle sits here, I can very easily just put a little bit of soap on my hands, bring my water bottle out to the edge of the car, and I can actually wash my hands. So I like that a lot. And what I did was I built this little caddy by buying 4 of these boxes from the dollar store, and then I varnished them so that they weren't like the raw wood, and then I glued 4 of them together because they fit perfectly on my fridge. And also I did the same thing, and that's what's under here. And in here I can store extra toiletries. I forget what I have in there right now, but just extra stuff that I wouldn't access every day because I'd have to move my fridge and all that stuff. And underneath this is that no slip liner. But in here I have 2 lint rollers, which, believe me, it's a real lifesaver if you're getting dressed up or something. Because I'm living in my car, I can't always keep things really neat and tidy in terms of clothes and lint, so I've really loved having those. And so that's what's in this little corner. Now, so like I said, this is my fridge, and I ended up buying a cooler insulated bag for it. Especially this was great when we were in that crazy heat wave. this little baby was working all day, every day. So yeah, so that stays there. Now, as you can see, the compressor vent is very close to my mattress, and that's why I built the little platform that the fridge sits on. So here is, in this little cubby, is where I keep my hats so that I can eat. If I'm having a bad hair day, I just want to grab my hat. So I've got my little beanie cap and my other cap. And then down here, in here, I've also got one of these body scrubbers. I really like having that, and so it lives there. And down in here is the bag that I use for my sleeping bag, which I almost never use, and then a bungee cord that I use for a couple different things. Now, in my mattress, so I bought a 5-inch memory foam mattress with a little memory foam topper, which I cut to fit the car. And so I've got the mattress, and then I have under the on top of the mattress is it's a waterproof mattress protector, which I highly recommend, because you know, I haven't had any major spills, but at least it gives me peace of mind to know that should anything spill, it's not going to affect the entire mattress. So then on top of the mattress I bought, or on top of the mattress protector, I bought just a twin size sheet, I think this was at Walmart, and just, it's all tucked under really well to make it smooth. I bought black specifically because it's so stealthy, and I just thought if people looked in the windows, may not be able to see exactly what's going on in here. Yeah, so that's my back. Now coming around to this side, this is the side that I access the most, even more than this back, because this is where I get in and out when I'm sleeping. Yeah, so this is where I get in and out. Now what goes on in here, during the day when I'm just, you know, doing my thing during the day, I keep these, a blanket, and these are my pillows for sleeping. So I keep them up here to just, if I decide that I want to chill out, I can put the pillows back there and a little blanket if I want to read or write or anything, or just have a nap. So I keep these up here. And also this stays here. Sometimes I put it up in the cargo box, but the reason this stays here is because the way the mattress came, obviously it was a straight edge, and I wanted it to be straight all along here. But as you can see, I did trim the mattress from here, and then I cut it along the console, and I wanted this particular width. I think it's maybe 35 inches or so, because my top priority was comfort. So I wanted to be able to, you know, to turn on my side or sleep flat on my back. So that's why I made it as big as it is. So yeah, when I trimmed it out, it without this here, there's this much space. So I found, like, if my head was up at this end, I would feel this gap. It was pretty significant. So what I did was I just part of the extra bed. So when this isn't here, this space here is where I put my feet to get in the car. And so I like this usually just open like that. Right now I have a coat there because it's supposed to get cool later on, so I want that to be accessible. Under here is where I keep all my reusable bags for when I go grocery shopping. And this is where the platform, this is the extension from the platform. So I can lift this extension, but to be honest with you, I have never had to do it. Maybe once when I was taking the pellets that used to live over here, I decided not to use that system anymore. So that is that little section. So I'll show you what I've got going on over here. I'll just move these pillows over. I'll just say too, in this little section here, I put a little dollar store plant in there just for some greenery. And then also on this hook here is where I usually keep my keys when I'm sleeping. This is a personal protection alarm. If I needed to, I would just pull that pin and it would make a screeching sound. So I keep that there because I'm either sleeping at this end or this end. In here is where I keep my clothes. And again, what I did was I bought these 4 cubbies, because when I was thinking about where I was going to put my clothes, I didn't want to buy plastic. I wanted the car on the inside to look as aesthetically pleasing as I could get it. And this section here shifted so many times. But I feel like now I have found what works best, how I can access the fridge. You know, based on my needs, I organized it this way, and I really, really, really like it. So what I did was I bought these 4 cubbies. One of these was real, like each one was so expensive, but I wanted it to look nice, and I varnished it so that it basically had the same vibe. So what I do is I organize my clothes based on what I'm going to use the most. So these are tank tops, which will shift obviously in the winter. These are leggings. These are bras, underwears, that kind of thing. And these are all my socks. I bought this. It's just a tote, I guess you could say, and it has this lid which comes, you know, outward. And I wanted something so that these would sit perfectly, because the other totes that you can buy at the hardware store, they just had bumps and lumps and all kinds of things. So when I found this, I bought it. I spray painted it black because this was green and this was clear, so that it blended in with everything. Obviously it's starting to get a little chip there. I don't know how that happened. And then what I did was I cut a hole here in the side. This is mostly long sleeve shirts, warmer shirts, that kind of thing. And down here are shorts and pajamas. So I pretty much keep it like this. So that's my clothes. That's how I keep my clothes organized. Also in the cargo box are my extra clothes. So there's jackets and things. I'll show you when we get to that. So, and then in here is another little cubby. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there. Basically, I think I want to keep this fairly clear because there's another vent of the fridge back there. And then coming from this angle into this section, I also have back here is a portable fan, because I have my skylight fan, which can twist around, but sometimes, especially when it was really hot, I felt like I needed a second fan. And I sometimes place this fan right on towards the compressor fan because it gets so hot back here at certain times. So I keep that venting. And I also lately have been using this in the window. I kind of have a little system that I can adjust, because at night it's really cool. So I can get cool air blowing in, and you know, I have it rigged up so that when my mosquito net is there, it's very functional. So I keep that little fan tucked in here so I can reach it. I don't always need it. And also I have a small battery pack, because if I have it up by the fridge and there's my jackery where it's plugged into, it just doesn't have enough cord. So that's the system I'm using for that. And then also this is the cord for the sunroof fan. That's my little portable potty and the Kleenex. So if I need to, I can just grab it right then and there. So coming up to the front, what was the front passenger seat is now, so that's the extension of the mattress. And like I said, there are times when I want to sleep with my head at this end and times where I sleep with my head at that end. But yeah, so I wanted to have that option. And so that's why I extended the mattress that far out. So what I've done So what I've done from this angle is I created this board, which is multi-purpose, is where I can prepare food if I want to right here. And also I left this side, this is raw wood, because while I'm driving I can put my keys, my phone, little things that I need. And then I glued this plastic cutting mat to this part of the wood so that I don't, I'm not putting spoons and things on this raw wood. So I really love this little board. And of course it's movable, and at night I put it down there in the driver's floor. Right, so also in my console is just basically I keep sunglasses, the case for my reading glasses, my JBL, and down there's a couple of other little things. It's basically just glasses. And then obviously that's my cup holder, so I always have coffee, and that's where my water cup goes. And then I've got this little caddy that I use for various different things. So coming over here is my electrical system, and so I have the Jackery Explorer 500, and then underneath is my EcoFlow Delta 2, and I'm going to do a video of my electrical system, but just for this tour, letting you know that this is where they stay. And what I did down here, I'm not sure if you can see, but down in here is basically all the electrical, like the hardcore electrical things. And this is where the console for the EcoFlow alternator charger stays, which it was screwed right onto this piece of plywood. So it's all electrical. And I keep this little plant here just to distract from all that. Right, so this is my electrical, and as you can see, I have major amounts of outlets. On the other side of the Delta, the EcoFlow Delta, are tons of USB ports and different things. Yeah, so I'll do another video on how this setup works for me and why. So for now, just staying in this section, so this is my kettle, and did lots of research. Lots of other van lifers, especially car lifers, use this little, this is the 500 mil Stawink. So with this, I just take this, I take my cord, this is the cord that came with it, and it plugs right in here. But the thing I liked about this little kettle was when I only had my Jackery, this pulls 300 watts, I believe. So when I was using my Jackery, it takes about 5 minutes to boil. So when I was using my Jackery, it would just drain it. That's a bonus now that I have the Delta 2, because I can pretty much cook anything. I can cook anything up to 2,700 watts with this, which is amazing. Now in here is my food. So I just keep it covered with another plastic cutting mat, which can go up here if I need more coverage for my board. So in here I keep all my food. I have organized this a couple times over, because when I first started doing car life, I had so much stuff. It's really been a process to whittle down, and I think I've basically whittled down to where I'm super comfortable, because you don't know what you're going to need and how much of it until you're really on the road. So that process for me was pretty intense, because cooking and food and cutlery and things like that, I had way too much. So I'm happy with how this is whittled down. So basically it's my coffee. I don't know, I found this at Winners. I wanted to try that. So I have ground coffee, and I also have instant coffee. I love for an emergency. Yeah, so it's just basically the things I need. I've got cereal, protein powder, rice. What else is down here? Oh, oats. Yeah, so I basically, what I'm doing is just trying to eat a healthy diet, but with lots of protein. And that's been a challenge to get that combination down. I keep this little tea towel, just the brown one I use I lay it here when I have to access my cargo box, because this is where I put my foot and it gets dusty and dirty. Also on this door, I keep a tea towel, because if I'm washing or I just want to wipe something down, so this one stays here so I can just grab it and put it on the runner here. And so in the door, keep my stevia, which I use for oatmeal or anything I want to sweeten. I've got my pepper and my salt. So in here, this little canvas bag is bamboo utensils, which I don't use very often, but they're there. I've got a little cutting knife, it's like a hunting knife, and I've also got my X-Acto knife. And then I have these little, I don't know, I call them my pliers, and I use those quite a bit, believe it or not. And then what else is down here? Oh, and also in here are little magnets that I use for my window cover for on this side. Down here on this side, on the other side of this plywood divider, is where I keep basically my kitchen stuff. So this is my spray bottle with water, my spray dish soap. So back in here I've got an extra tea towel, I've got my Canadian Tire dish paper towel, and then I've got just a normal paper towel there. And then way back there is like workout powder, which I hardly ever use. And also in here is my shaker bottle, and I also have back there some instant coffee that I didn't want to throw away, but it's a humongous container. And then some more clips. And then in here, in this little section here, I have cutlery. And again, when I first started car life, this was packed with every little gadget you can imagine. So I've whittled it down to, you know, a couple forks, spoon, and knife, and then a little measuring cup. This is the half cup, so that, you know, you can really use this half cup for all measurements. You just got to get creative. This I use to help clean my this bowl and my rice cooker if it gets really sticky. I've got a wooden spoon, or bamboo spoon, which I use if I'm eating out of my rice cooker, that special whatever it is. I don't want to scratch it. And then I also have tons of these little clamps for, you know, if you open a bag of chips or whatever, it keeps it sealed. And then this is my favorite bowl. This is the only bowl I use. It's like my plate and my bowl. I love it because it's got this little attachment to keep it clean. I don't really reuse, like if I cook something, I don't put the leftovers in my fridge. It's just, you eat it or you don't. And this just pops off. So I love this bowl because it holds a lot and it's easy to clean. So also on the other side here is where I keep my drip coffee thing, and a container for if I need one. And that's basically, and also a spare camping coffee cup, which I almost never use, but it's there in case I do need it. Right, so that's the kitchen area, guys. This is my glove compartment box, but it's really hard to access because of the batteries. But really the only thing I keep in here are like my insurance, other papers, nothing that I really need very often. So that's that. So okay guys, I'm gonna show you the inside of my attic, and it's a bit of a cluster, you know what, but I'll give you an idea of how I store stuff up here and what I store up here. All right, so unlock it and then open. Now this is where I'm only 5'3", so I have to step up on here. I used to use a little stool, but it was actually a pain in the butt. So this is what I do. I hold on to here and then I hoist myself up. Now, this might be challenging to do. Okay, so as you can see, it's packed, but I'll give you a general idea of what's in here. And so at this back, I put this little separate, it was actually a trunk organizer, and it's lived in different places, but basically I put things like some spare soap and shampoo. This is all my cords, and also just other little things that I think I might need. There's extra wipes in here and extra tissue, extra, like just basically some supplies that I need. In here are my gym shoes, because when I go to the gym, which is every day, so this is also my shower bag. So these things sit right up front, so I can just grab them quickly. Up here I keep some hoodies if it gets cold suddenly, and also in this bag back here I keep my raincoat and a warm like flannel jacket if it's too cool at night. What else we got in here? Oh, here's my laundry bag, so I just stuff stuff in there until it's full. I keep extra, this is just Rice Krispies were on sale, so I got that. And I keep some extra diet soda and an extra towel. And up here is, so I keep a pair of good shoes, like white shoes if I'm going, you know, somewhere that I don't want to look like I'm camping. So I've got those. I'm just going to move my window covers so that I can get to the rest of the stuff. Just throw them in here. This space here, usually during the days, things are coming and going from this area, so I try to keep it neat and tidy. So back to up here. So there's my good shoes. These shoes I use like if I'm going walking around the campground or on trails or things like that. And then this is where I keep my sleeping bag, almost always now. Here's where I keep my rice cooker. I cook everything I need, I cook in here. So oatmeal, rice, heating up soups, anything like that. So that's what I use there. And then back in here, in this bag is nice clothes, like if I'm going shopping or to dinner or something, I have clothes that I don't use all the time in here, and also I think a couple sweaters. And then back there is just, I think I'm working on a knitting project, so that's back there. And then of course, my window covers. They go right there. Now, I have whittled this down so many times, and I feel like everything I have in there I really need at this point. So I think if I just do a little bit more of an organization job, it won't be such a tight fit, because closing this is a bit of a thing. As you can see, most of the stuff that's at the top are things that can like squish down. So that's what's in my cargo box, guys. I'm gonna go and shut this up and continue on with the tour. So there you have it, guys. That's my car camper conversion tour. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or you want to know more, definitely leave me a comment in the comment section, and I will try to answer as many questions as I can. So yeah, if you guys liked this video, hit like, and if you want to see more content from me, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.